As we transition to our next segment, I'd like to thank all the sonneteers for their hard work on this historical project over the last few months. It was a pretty involved project, and I commend you. We would like to thank a few people who helped us with the research. Sadie Fair, director of the Kittitas County Museum, John Bedorje, Josephine Camarillo, director of the Ellensburg Public Library, R.J. Woods of the Ellensburg Public Library, Karen J. Blair, professor emeritus at Central Washington University, and the descendants of these incredible women who provided information and stories that helped inform the writing of these sonnets and the bios. Also helpful was the Kittitas County League of Women Voters booklet, Kittitas Women Rock, and we'd also like to thank Colorado poet Erica Reed for her helpful workshop on the sonnets. Now please allow me to introduce the sonneteers and the women that they chose to write about. Catherine Camarada wrote about Ida Nason Aronica. Sarita Dasgupta wrote about Donna Nylander. Nan Doolittle wrote about Ethel Craven. Corey Eberhardt wrote about Rachel Page. I wrote about Irene Reinhardt. Catherine Whitcomb wrote about Sarah Spurgeon. And Maya Jewel Zeller wrote about Claretta and Letta Mae Olmsted Smith.
How fortunate the snow turning rain. Do you miss it and what you planted? To Wanapum from Wenatchee, 5 nights, singing fire. Descended of Dr. Tehanop, who cared for the empty-handed. Picking huckleberries, grandma and mother's child. Logs falling after dishes with Lucy by moonlight. Royal riders racing round bright arena nights. The keepers of the thrones, daughters her own. A home in Hal Holmes, Hall of Fame rodeo. Hoppin weaved from cedar root, burning wood by stove. Her name before the children's school, etched into the land. 1888 lives on in hearts of those she knows. No sound needed to hear stories, no sound to understand. Throughout her life, she said, everything change, everything change. Yet her legacy burns on and remains the same.
Her legacy burns on beyond measure. This city named Donna an arts treasure. Ardent and evolved in her views, her interests were diverse, of myriad hues. Heritage, learning, the arts, our environment, are causes for which her voice she raised and lent. Children she perceived as hidden gems that sparkled when the spotlight shone on them. A vibrant force in the community, her footprints still remain around this city. The theater, schoolhouse, council, pool, and park still echo with her voice and bear her mark. A radiant being like Donna never dies. She lives on in her deeds and in her tides.
I live on in storied deeds that tie, long time after the curse of 400 arrived, loaded in cattle cars led by a lie. Ash cakes just a bit out of slavery. My roots wide in explosive, charred love, curtained in pear leaves on limbs high above, carry secrets back home to mama. Whipped by a black snake in a rosin school, raised 12 children with futures to retool. Teacher, boxer, valedictorian, one who marched with Dr. King, one who was the first black mayor in our state. Me, a pioneer queen who stopped at 8th grade. Truth be forever told, we are somebody.
Be forever told we're somebody. Let's talk of Rachel Page and Mrs. Swan. Were they colossuses of history or quiet, like the doe that leaves the fawn hidden in dappled shade of trees or grass? Here's a good story, if you haven't heard, that faded from the record of our past. In the West End, it was midwives who served. When summoned to come as lying in neared, Rachel took the saddle horse, gone a week a stretch, to be there when baby appeared. Same with Mrs. Swan. They were not unique, both well respected. For Rachel, the twist, most people don't even know who she is.
People didn't even know who she was. Entering college, 1932, a woman, experiment, spectacle, yet invisible too in a man's world. Now, Irene, every sweet gum lauds you. The gale through larch and linden commends you. How you merged human and wild spaces to bravely protect people and the earth. The world knew what you stood for and against. Your anti-nuclear voice saved our souls. 1 mile of forested riverbank grew into our leafy backyard, our home. Your gift still blossoms. This green canopy, this blue haven of earth quenches us all.
This blue haven of earth quenches us all. Even in winter's heart, the land surrounds the town like a friend. Sarah Spurgeon calls a painting lumberyard in snow, ground white in Iowa, snow rake abandoned on barn roof, like those here out west. She modeled for Grant Wood in an apron, soul woman, men in jeans, the best among assistants, absorbing techniques while at work on WPA murals. Come 1939, she moved to CWU to teach mechanics and processes of painting, so loved in time by generations of students, artists, and by Amanda. Leave the two there, 55, in Italy.
Amanda, no, 2 women, long hair, 68, Pittitas. Lita May with peonies behind you and your paisley dress, and Claretta with a collar and the same fur and lilies at your feet. From our cars, the earth sages, from scabs to yellow willow. Signs say land for sale, trout for sale, free guided tours. Colonial, sunrise, carcass, a bed of old bones sleep jagged and sideways in snow. We see how you desired things to stay the same. Don't we all want things to stay the same? We confuse your name with other people with your name. You said, leave it, be frugal, be winter, buy nothing new. Our eyes flip back to 1875. You walk the perimeter, thinking of your book, the end of the trail, your hems dark with mud. The trail leads west. Did you feel it too? The cabin made of cottonwood? And we feel it, that desire to dig in, not take anything for granted. How unsteady, the snow turning rain. Do you miss it and what you planted?
Now we'd like to give our crowns or other special gifts to the descendants and friends who are present here tonight. Catherine will present her crown to Ida's son, Alan Aronica, and also with Alan is his wife, Jerry. Sarita will present her crown to Donna's daughter, Nami Pierce, and also here for Donna, our son, James Nylander, and Nami's husband, Bill Sweeney. Nan will present her crown to Ethel's daughter, Ethel Craven Sweet. Also here for Ethel is friend Fred Kruger. Corey will be mailing her crown to Rachel's great-great-granddaughter, Carol Steinhauer. Catherine will present her gift to Sarah's friend, Jane Orleman. Maya will be mailing a gift to a descendant of the Olmsted sisters. Will be mailing a gift to Irene's daughter and Reinhardt Sales in Wisconsin. So thank you so much to the descendants and friends for being present here tonight. What a wonderful opportunity to connect the past to the present and to celebrate women. And thank you so much to Rena Priest for joining us for this.